All right, let's talk about one of the most popular fitness plans in the world, Couch to 5K. You've probably heard of it, right? But here's the thing, it's not really just about running. Underneath that simple schedule is a secret masterclass in the science of how habits actually work. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and see exactly how this plan manages to trick your brain and totally rewire your body for success. 9 weeks. That's the promise. The idea that you can go from, well, the couch to finishing a whole 5-kilometer race. I mean, on the surface, it sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? A little too good to be true? But that simplicity, that's actually where all the genius is hiding. So that's the big question we're digging into. How can a plan that literally starts with you running for just 60 seconds at a time, how can that fundamentally change not just your physical stamina, but your entire mindset around challenge and who you are? Well, the answer is this brilliant cocktail of brain hacks and really straightforward physiology. Okay, so let's start with the goal itself. Why a 5K? Why not a 1-mile fun run or a super intimidating 10K? Well, it turns out that distance, which is about 3.1 miles, is pretty much the perfect target for the human brain. See, the 5K just hits this motivational sweet spot. It's achievable enough that it doesn't feel completely out of reach when you're starting from zero, which is key. It stops you from quitting before you even start. But at the same time, it's aspirational. It's a real challenge, and it feels like a massive deal when you finally cross that finish line. It's the perfect recipe for keeping you motivated. And get this, the physical payoff is huge. Research from the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that even a pretty small amount of running can slash your risk of cardiovascular disease by up to 30%. I mean, for just a few short workouts a week, that is an incredible return on your investment. But honestly, the physical stuff, that's almost just a bonus. The program's real secret weapon is its psychological design. Couch to 5K is engineered to work with your brain's natural programming, not fight against it. It's less about using brute force to make yourself run and more about cleverly tricking yourself into actually enjoying it. And the key to this whole trick is something called a progress loop. Basically, it's this powerful cycle where our brain gets a tiny little hit of dopamine, that's the reward chemical, every single time we complete a small, manageable task. And that little reward makes us want to do it all over again. So here's how the program masterfully creates that loop. Instead of staring down a terrifying 20-minute run, your only job is to focus on the next 60-second running interval. That's it. You do it, you get a small win. Then you do the next one, another win. Each workout is packed with these tiny little victories, which slowly trains your brain to connect running with the feeling of success, not the feeling of struggle. So the plan is already tricking us into feeling successful, which is great, but it actually goes even deeper than that. The real long-term goal isn't just to get you to run a 5K. It's to fundamentally change how you see yourself. It's about building a brand new identity. This is a really powerful concept called identity-based motivation. So instead of thinking, ugh, I have to go run to get in shape, your mindset slowly shifts to, I am becoming a runner. See the difference? The action stops being a chore you have to suffer through, and it becomes proof of the person you're becoming. It's a subtle switch, but it's a total game changer. I love this quote because it just hits the nail on the head. Every single time you lace up your shoes and you finish a workout, it doesn't matter how short it was or how slow you are casting a vote for your new identity as a runner. And over 9 weeks, all those votes add up until that identity just feels real. So how does the program make sure this actually sticks? Well, it doesn't rely on willpower, because we all know that runs out, right? Instead, it's all about something habit researchers call context repetition. By giving you a structured, predictable schedule, you build the habit using consistent cues, like running at the same time on the same days every single week. And this part is absolutely crucial. The plan takes the decision-making out of it. That whole mental battle of, ugh, should I run today? I don't know if I feel like it. It's gone. The schedule says today's a run day, so your only job is to show up. And over time, that makes the whole process automatic, which frees up all that mental energy for other things. Okay, so we've been deep in the psychological of it. Let's switch gears and talk about the physical side. Because while your brain is getting rewired, your body is going through its own quiet, steady transformation. And the program's design here is just as brilliant physiologically as it is psychologically. It's all built on this core fitness principle called progressive overload. It's a cornerstone of sports science. All it means is you apply a little more stress to your body than it's used to, your body adapts and gets stronger, and then you add just a little bit more. C25K is a masterclass in applying this to beginners without causing the injuries and burnout that stops so many new runners in their tracks. So what's actually happening under the hood? Well, in those first few weeks, your cells are literally building more mitochondria. Those are their tiny little energy factories. By the time you get to the halfway point, your heart and lungs are getting way more efficient, and by the end of it, you've built a solid aerobic base, which is the foundation for all endurance. That feeling of gasping for air slowly turns into just controlled breathing.
So, you've done it. You've rewired your brain. You've rebuilt your body's engine. You're at the end of the 9 weeks. What happens when you cross that finish line? And maybe more importantly, what happens after?
Well, here's a huge key to making it stick. Just seeing your own progress. Studies have shown that people who track their physical activity are an incredible 42% more likely to keep the habit going long term. Just seeing your distance or your pace get a little better in an app or a notebook, it's real proof that your work is paying off. And that creates yet another one of those powerful positive feedback loops. But at the end of the day, this is the real trophy. Crossing that finish line cements that identity shift we've been talking about. It's the exact moment you stop trying to be a runner and you simply are one. The proof is right there in the miles you just ran. And what's so fascinating is that for a lot of people, that 5K is just the beginning. It becomes what's known as a gateway goal. The self-trust and the resilience you build by accomplishing this one hard thing, it often spills over into all these other areas of your life. It gives you the confidence to go after new challenges, whether it's at work, in relationships, or with your health. So the big takeaway here is this. The elegant design behind Couch to 5K, starting small, building those progress loops, focusing on your identity, and just being consistent, that's a blueprint for almost any big goal you can think of. It works for running, for sure, but it can also work for learning a language, or starting a business, or writing a book. So I'll leave you with this question. What's your 5K?